okay, I want to talk about this show that I'm watching because I cannot stand the second couple and I need someone to know about it. So there's shows called Filing for Love. I love the main couple. I have no qualms with them at all. I love them. I really don't like the second couple. So the second couple is the CEO of the company that all four of the main characters work at, and then his secretary. She's in love with him. He's married. Okay. So what I thought initially what was going to happen was that initially I thought that the two of them were going to be paired up and have a romance regardless, but then you find out that he's married, and then I was like, oh, are they going to like cheat? That seems kind of weird that you'd put your like basically some of your main characters up as like a couple that cheats. And the show has a lot to do with cheating, just related to I'm not going to get into details, but it's just there's a lot of like cheating scandals and affairs and stuff that plays a lot into the show. So I was like, that's kind of weird. But then, then you find out the CEO guy, the guy in the relationship with the second couple, is the female lead, like the main character, her ex. And you're like, oh. And he still wants his ex-girlfriend, the female lead, which is weird because she does not care about him and has moved on. But then to add it even more layers, the secretary of the CEO, who's in love with the CEO, is the main male lead's ex. They're funny though because they're like the weirdly the healthiest exes ever. Like she literally lives with him because she was having like this, she had like, I don't know, loan sharks or something after her trying to collect a debt, and so she was living somewhere else, and then she moved from there and moved in, basically forced her way in, but he's a little bit of a pushover, but it ended up being actually like really healthy, and there's no tension, there's no romance between them at all. She likes the CEO anyways, and he at the very beginning even of the show was like, yeah, there's no lingering feelings at all for her. They're basically like friends at that point. But all of that to say, so a kind of a love square, very complicated. I want you, you want me, we're together, but then my ex wants me, but then your ex wants your old ex. It's like very complicated. Okay. However, besides all of that, the reason I wanted to make this video was because I can't stand the second couple. I don't like either of them. The male, the guy, the second male lead, he is so annoying. He's so pathetic. He will not take no for an answer. She has rejected him so much and been like, I am not interested in you. We are not getting back together. This is not happening. Like, you cannot do anything to change this. And he's just like, I'm gonna go drink myself almost to death. Okay, what? And then the secretary, she's the one that's like conniving and behind all of these. Again, another big part of the plot that I'm not going to try to get into and explain, but she's like kind of shady. And I'm like, hey, queen, you're also the one that was hitting on your married boss. You knew he was married and you still tried to like kiss him. Granted, I think you were tipsy, but that doesn't matter. You still intentionally did it. And he, as the decent person that I thought he was like, hey girl, I'm not interested. So I was like, this whole time I thought that it was gonna be those two as like just like a romantic couple. But then finding out that he was married, and then finding out that he's absolutely obsessed pathetically with his ex who doesn't want him. It's just like weird. And they're not likable. I don't like either of them. I don't really know why they're in the show, and they've gotten to the point where I want to skip every one of their scenes because I'm like, there is not that many episodes left. There's literally 3 episodes. I'm like, what's gonna happen here? Also, this is another thing that's just like kind of a side thing to me that I don't quite understand when it comes to this show specifically. The second male lead, excuse me, the second male lead, the actor is like a very well-known, very famous actor. And I'm not saying that they can't have, like secondary roles or like a supporting character. I'm not saying he can't be a supporting character. I'm just saying it's weird to me that he hasn't really been a main character in a show in a few years. And he's also just been side characters in shows recently. And it's like, are you like good with that? Like, I mean, not that I think he's like this horribly arrogant person that needs to be the main character at all times, but he's a very well-known, very talented, very like OG actor. Like, he's been around for a second and he's been in a lot of really iconic shows. So it's just weird to me that he's like kind of just an afterthought, but then also at the same time, so annoying. Like, they made him I don't like him, and I don't like the secretary either. I was vibing with them at first, but now at this point, at almost episode 10, I'm like, guys, I don't care. I'm like, you guys are both, you're in a, like, what's the word? You're in a situation of your own making, not entirely for the male lead, but for the female lead, I'm like, girl, I don't really know what to tell you. Like, second, I should say, sorry, second male and female lead. I'm like, you're kind of like cooked queen. Like, he doesn't want you. I don't know why you're trying to make everyone else's life miserable because you can't get the freaking married man that you want. Don't even be started on that. So anyways, I don't know. Very weird. I'm not really understanding their characters. I don't get it. Okay, I have to talk about this other show because this is another one I have a lot of feelings about. So it's called The Wonderfools. Oh boy, I have a lot of feelings about the show. Okay, so it has my resident Chan Woo, the actor that I have one-sided beef with because I think he's a bad actor. Everyone kept being like, oh my gosh, he gets better. Oh my gosh, he's really good in this show. Oh my gosh, he's good in this show. And then I said, okay, that's great. Can he be good in the show that I'm watching? And shockingly enough, he's still not good. I don't think he does this typecasted character that they keep giving him well. And I think that he needs to be given the freedom to express emotion more freely, because they keep casting him in these weirdly like cold, lack of personality, kind of boring characters that he's just not doing a good job, or he's doing such a good job that it's hard to tell when he's acting and when he's not. And I'm sorry, and I'm sure, and I did feel kind of bad bashing him because I'm like, okay, I don't know this person. I'm sure he's a lovely man, except for his tax evasion. Because apparently he was evading his taxes. I don't know if it's actually true, and maybe I already talked about this and made a whole video about it. I don't remember if I posted it or not, so if I'm repeating myself, sorry. But anyways, aside from his tax evasion, I'm sure he's a lovely person. I just think he's a bad actor. Oh no. I also don't, and I said this before, and I'm sorry, I will continue to say it. I also don't think visually he's my favorite actor. I don't totally get the hype of why people are obsessed with him. I will say though, I did see some edits of this show and I was like, ooh, he's looking kind of sexy. Like, okay, is my mind gonna be changed? He looked hot smoking. I mean, I don't know. I just think his lack of personality just takes away any visual for me. Like, he's beautiful. He is probably top 10, one of the pretty, like, he is like a perfect face. He's not in my top 10 or 20 or 30, but I'm sure he's in a lot of other people's. I think what I don't like about him is I don't like that people take him and they just shove him and they're just like, you're supposed to find him so handsome. And I'm like, but I mean, I do, but I also kind of don't. Stop indoctrinating me to the Chan Woo cult. I don't subscribe to it. I just don't get it. And here's my other issue with this show that I'm going to talk about. Bae Nara, who is, I think, he's so talented, and he plays the villain, one of the villains in this show. I am on the villain side. I'm like, don't care about the main, like, 4 characters, and I'll get into that as well. I just think casting Bae Nara as your, like, your villain is crazy, because I unfortunately find him 10 times hotter than Chan Woo, and I just don't quite get how I'm supposed to see 2 of them. Like, Nara, okay, he's acting his actual butt off in these scenes. And there's this, like, confrontation scene between him and Chan Woo's character, and Chan Woo's just, like, he's just there. I'm so sorry. He is there. He is in the scene. There's not much else to say. Nara is over here giving his everything to this role. And I'm like, no. I'm gonna need you to lock in, and I'm gonna need you to act. I mean, please. I want to be wrong about you so badly. Like, I need him to prove me wrong, but I have not been proven wrong yet, and so I sit here with my same opinions of him. And it's so frustrating watching him in a scene where everyone else is giving everything to their role, and whether it's, they're being, like, comedic or they're being serious or whatever it is, everyone is putting the time and effort in to being good, yet he's one of the main freaking characters and he just looks like this all the time. no, don't do that. No, stop. And I'm like, it annoys me. I'm sorry. It really does irritate me. And he honestly took the value of the show down a few notches for me because I think he's so boring. His character, his acting, maybe not him. I'm sure he's a lovely person. I'm sure he's very fun and super cute. And honestly, even in a music video I saw him in, because he is an idol as well. And I saw him in a music video and he was like smiling and he was so cute. I was like, okay, maybe I just don't like this freaking serious blank face that you always have. Like if you smiled more. Listen, I will say this. He has an adorable smile. I wish they let him smile more. This show. And in multiple shows that I've seen him in, he's just so, I'm like, I'd even be here to see him cocky. I would be here to see him angry or like, I just can't do his serious. I think it's bad. Anyways, I haven't even gotten into the thing why the show itself, actually. So anyways, casting him alongside Nara was crazy because Nara is an insanely good actor and he's also just like gorgeous. I think he's the most cat looking person I've ever seen, but I think he's beautiful. He has such like, his eyes are so defined and his face, and he has really nice teeth. He's just beautiful. I like him a lot. And then I also just think everyone else in the show is way more interesting and is also putting a lot more effort into the character. I will say though, I'm not the biggest fan of the three main characters because well, I guess it's technically four, but like the female lead who plays the main character of the show is she's very good at what she does. I think she's a great actress. I have seen her in a few things here and there. I've seen her in parts of things. I don't think I've ever watched one of her dramas all the way through. Nothing really against her. I just haven't. And her character is very quirky and it is getting a little like, it feels a little overdone, but I mean, that is how the character is supposed to be written, so I don't fault the actress at all. I just think the character itself is like a little like, okay, let's take a deep breath and relax. But that is also just the way she's supposed to be. So I think the actress is doing a good job, but her acting seems more silly and kind of almost dumber too when they pair her next to Chanwoo, because Chanwoo is so boring that it's like her character feels like too much when it probably wouldn't have felt as bad if the guy that she was paired with had a little more just like oomph in his character. And then the other two side characters are just come across as really silly. But I mean, I think that's the whole point, is like they're supposed to be they're kind of dumb. They're a little foolish. Whatever, hence the name. But basically, it's a show that has to do with people with superpowers. There's the bad guys, there's the good guys. That's kind of the general vibe. It's really interesting. It's a good concept. I just wish it was casted differently, and I think that's my biggest criticism. Is just that I don't like the cast that much, because I feel like, and I think the biggest issue, this is how you know this is bad. I would rather watch the flashbacks of certain scenes and the villains and like their arcs, because I think they're way more interesting than the main characters. So we'll see if the show improves at all, because right now I still really like it. I just wish the main characters were a little different, because I think it's hard sometimes to meld really serious things, excuse me, with a very silly plot, and that's kind of what the show is trying to do. It's like, it's very comedic, it's very silly, it's very quirky, but then at the same time it has some really serious parts that are really interesting, and I would rather watch those parts because they have way more depth, right? But overall, I'm enjoying it. I'm about halfway through, and I do think I'm about to get the most lackluster romance maybe ever. And I don't understand why we need it, because I know for a fact we don't need a romance between the two main characters. I don't care. I don't need to see a half-hearted kiss. I'm not interested. I really don't need to see it. I need you to understand how much I don't care. So there's that. And then, what else? I'm watching a couple other shows. Oh, I'm almost done. Wow, look at my bangs. I'm almost done with my one really depressing show. Well, like depressing, but also happy. There's a lot of sad parts, but it is happy. I'm almost done. 2 episodes left, and then we're done. And then I've been watching my Goldland one. I'm gonna need the guy in the show, Woongi. I'm gonna need him to survive, and I'm gonna need him and Heejoo to end up together and to fall in love and be married and live a great life. But I know that probably is not gonna happen. So his show's really good. It's such a weird thing to complain about, especially when my hair looks so weird. But I can't stand the way they styled Park Bo Young in this show. And not her clothes. Her clothes are fine. I'm sorry, her hair looks so bad in this show. And I know that part of the thing is like the character doesn't care and like is just trying to survive, so like she doesn't care about her hair. But holy cow, she looks so, I don't think it's flattering on Park Bo-young at all. I think she's adorable and beautiful, but I'm like, I don't think she looks good because it's basically just her hair's back in a ponytail all the time, and then she just has these two pieces of hair that just sit here all the time. It's like faux bangs, and I think it looks so unflattering on her. I also just personally think she looks really good with long hair. I actually really like her with long hair. I think she looks really pretty with it. And I don't know if it's her actual hair texture, but I feel like a lot of shows I've seen her in, she has very like kind of wavy hair. And I think it looks really good on her. And I feel like she has had a couple scenes where her hair was down in this show. And I'm like, can we keep it down more often? Or just change her hair, like change the ponytail she put her hair in. And also, I think this is so funny. And this is such a show thing because like my hair looks different every day. My hair takes to a ponytail, a bun, whatever I'm doing to my hair. My bangs look different every day. Like my hair looks different every day because I never know how I'm gonna do, like what I'm going to encounter, how I'm gonna deal with my hair. This girl's hair looks the same in like every shot. Like her hair almost never ever looks different. Her ponytail is the exact same. Her hair sits the exact same. I mean, I guess she doesn't have bangs, so maybe that's why. But like, I just think it's kind of funny because I'm like, realistically, I don't think people's hair look the exact same every single day. Unless it's just me and I don't know how to do my hair, and that's why. Anyways, a side thing to the whole show. I really, that's how I felt about Perfect Crown. The second male lead, his hair looked so bad in that show, and it like honestly threw me off every time I saw him in the scene because I was like, his hair looks so stupid. And when a character's hair looks bad or I don't think it looks good, it throws me off because it's like, what is going on with your hair? Like, and also, oh my gosh, there was this one show that was based off a webtoon, so I don't know if her hair looked like that in the webtoon or if this was just the design that the like casting people did, the hair and makeup. It put her in maybe one of the ugliest hair in a K-drama I've ever seen. It was so frizzy and poofy and weird color, and like she had these blunt curly bangs. Oh my gosh, she looked so bad. And it was crazy because that actress is so beautiful and I have seen her in good dramas with good hair. Her hair looked so bad. Ooh, another show on the topic of bad hair, Yumi Cells, is based off a webtoon. There's 3 seasons. In every single season, this actress, the female lead, who is beautiful and has great hair in other shows, has the ugliest hair I've ever seen. Like, genuinely, she looks so weird, and her hair is so ugly. Like, the first season, she has this really weird, I think she has, like, very, like, short, blunt cut bangs with, like, a really weird, like, like, not even shoulder length, like chin length hair. Not flattering. The last season is her worst haircut. I don't know what it has to be in the show itself because I don't remember what her hair looked like in the second season. I don't think it was as bad. It wasn't great. But first and third season hair was awful. And it's crazy because her male leads in, at least in season 2 and 3, had good hair. Season 1, for some reason, An Bo-hyun, the most beautiful man ever, they gave him the ugliest haircut and a weird goatee. He did not look good. And it's just so weird to me. I'm like, why? So I wonder if it's from the webtoon because that's the only thing I can think of is that was just like a thing they had. When the character had like very specific hair because I don't get it. Anyways, I don't really think I have anything else to say. I'm so tired. So I'm gonna go. But anyways, yeah, we'll see how I feel about this superhero show and if it improves. And also I'll probably make a video about We're All Trying here because like I said, it's the last 2 episodes and I have a lot of things to say about that show. Oh, I have a lot of things to say about one of the characters because I can't stand him. Anyways, thank you so much. Have a great day whenever you watch this. Okay, bye.